Hey guys, welcome back. This is Real Estate Uncensored. We have an absolute badass chick with us today. We have Alyssa Glutz. She's a returning victim to this show. We are super glad to have her back. We're going to be talking about some amazing stuff. We talked about Opus Clip last time she was here. We're going to talk about buying a duplex as a first-time home buyer, how you can qualify with FHA, and how that can honestly be one of the best things you can ever buy right out of the gate, ladies and gentlemen. Then Nick is creating some really good content for us right now because he has another ad platform that is unbelievably knocking it out of the gate right now, but he is going to go deep with us. So you guys got to stick around for a lot of great content. But before we get to Alyssa, who's always beautiful and intelligent, we're going to get to Mr. Nick Sakis. How are you, buddy?
What's up, everybody? So I'm a little stuffy. You guys probably hear it. I apologize in advance if I'm gargling snot all over everybody's speakers. Dude. Yeah, but we're fighting through it. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Artificial intelligence is going banana cakes. We're doing some really cool stuff at Likely AI. I'm also doing some really cool stuff personally.
And Nick went silent on us, and we completely lost his audio, even though he's going to keep talking.
Let's fill in what we think he's saying.
There we go. There we go.
Let's do the worst lip reading ever. Go. Oh, shit.
I'm on. Okay. Yeah, no, I bumped the mic. So AI is cool. I'm going to show you guys an AI ad creative tool that I've been using kind of on and off. We're going to go into that after Alyssa blesses us with her presence and tells us exactly how we can stop paying a mortgage and get somebody else to do it for us, right? Why compete? Why pay a mortgage?
Why do these things? We find out when we're older. We're like, gosh, that would have helped when I was younger. Yeah. Right.
Well, you know what? That's why we're going to go over a bunch of different crazy cool stuff. Guys, something you guys don't know about Alyssa Glutz. Right now, she currently on TikTok has 453,000 followers, 4.6 million likes on all of the content she's putting out there. She crushes it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Awesome sauce, and she's here to give us her knowledge. So Alyssa, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about you, and they've never met you. What rock they should not be hiding under anymore.
Thank you. Thank you for always being so inclusive with me and your crew, because I really do love it. I'm gonna take these glasses off for a minute. I'm getting old, so like the glasses have become such a necessity. But I'm Alyssa Glutz. I'm out in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been a loan officer for 20 plus years now. I'm with Guild Mortgage. I wrote a book called Color My Credit back in 2016. And I was like, trucking along, and then the pandemic hit, and I jumped on TikTok after my father-in-law passed. I was trying to find an escape from the sadness of it all, and I'd been talking Color My Credit. It was my passion about just teaching credit empowerment. I hate credit repair. I'm sorry, credit repair people. But it was just like, God, there's got to be an alternative to people being able to improve their credit, to be able to specifically to move the mortgage scores up. That's a specific recipe that only mortgage lenders can know. And I became passionate about helping people see what was possible. And over and over and over, it started with a woman in a homeless shelter, and then it moved all the way up, to her buying a home a few years later by just, using a few of my little methods for building credit and displaying financial discipline. So these days, I'm all about just trying to make credit simple, interesting, a little blingy, not so boring, and show how it can literally be like the 50% off coupon in life. Because we all know there's nothing more expensive than being broke. Yeah, and so I just try to teach people how not to be that way, how to live like the rest of us, like the rest of them.
Right? The other people, not us. No.
Those people. Yeah.
Like,
those people.
I'm
those
people. Single as it gets. You can't handle, you can't ask me any relationship questions. Okay. That's the only thing. There's my weakness.
No relationship questions. I got that one. So we're fledgling real estate agents. We want to be investors. Maybe those two are combined, or one's exclusive to the other. But we're going, real estate is something I want to do. But where do I buy? How do I buy? Let's say I'm 25, 27 years old, young, mid to late 20s, got a couple of extra bucks rolling around at long last. I'm tired of paying my landlord's mortgage. I want to buy something, but I can't quite afford a house, and I don't want to live in a condo because there's so many renters around. Alyssa, how would someone bridge that gap?
That's such a good question because as you might have seen about a month ago, I was doing one video after another about remember Jack and Chrissy and Janet? Remember the Golden Girls? Remember Laverne and Shirley?
Yeah, yeah.
We're all in America going to have to quit being so independently alone all the time. We're going to all have to learn, because if you look at the numbers, like the amount of people living alone is higher than it ever has been in the country.
I saw that the other day, and I thought that was very interesting. I saw somebody covering that they're talking about a home crisis, but more people are living by themselves than ever before.
Totally. So no wonder you can't. When you look at just Arizona right now, my big thing is that, like, in Arizona, if you can't afford 300,000, and with the minimum down payment out here, 300,000 is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of like maybe 22 to 2,300 for your house payment, which means that you have to be at about a 65,000 minimum income with no debt, no monthly payments for cars, and we all know we all have cars and all those other things.
Oh, yeah.
And then you start tacking on. So if you've got the car payment now, we got to be at 85,000 to afford 300,000 and be at that $2,400 payment.
Right.
Now, the fact is, the amount of houses in the Phoenix area that are 300,000 and eligible for financing, like they meet the requirements that most loans, are going to need for conventional, for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all of that. There's like 8. So the 8 homes that are out there, everybody's competing for. So you have to think.
Just to be clear, 8 is not a lot of homes.
No,
No,
it's not. Not for 7. What are we at? 8 million people here in Phoenix?
Yeah.
So I knew this has been a problem for a while, like looking around going 2,200. If you, even to go rent, you have to make 3 times that. Like, I don't think a lot of people have caught that incomes there unless you're partnered, unless you have a best friend. So it's partly going to be that we, number one, have to completely change the mindset. I think for years it's been that traditionally, if you were on autoplay in life, most likely you went to elementary school, then you went to middle school, high school, then went straight off to college, right? Then you were in hopes along in college that you would meet your former, future spouse. You would meet
your former spouse,
your future former.
You meet your former spouse. You get
not relationship advice on this show today.
You get the job, you have the 2.5 kids, you get the dog. The whole thing is that the buying a house, they're courting each other, they're engaged, right? And they buy a house. And you just think, so if they were to buy together, and maybe they're starting out at 40 or 50 each, they can afford a lot of the states. But when you're trying to do this whole independent thing, it's a little bit difficult. So here's my solution. A couple of years ago, all over TikTok, they started bringing out this idea of, why don't you house hack? Why don't you live in one unit, buy a 4 unit, and then you live in one and rent out the other 3? Sounds great in theory. Okay. Number one, are you ready to be a landlord on house 1, on first time house? Okay. Because that's a lot to take on, and that's scary for anybody. 2, you don't even want to live with anybody else. You don't want to be in a relationship with anybody else, right? You ready to have 3 roommates that are going to be like, my thing's not working. This isn't working. What does that look like, right? Then you get to the financing part and you realize very few people actually qualified, because the 3 to 4 unit properties for FHA require a self-sufficiency test where you have to make sure that the amounts coming in, it's a lot of math. Okay. Basically, the long and the short of it is, the way you get out of that is doing a 2 unit. Okay. Now, where are these 2 units, right? It could be a property with the ADU in the back, right? Accessory dwelling unit, or a guest house, right? Or it could be a duplex. And the duplex part of it is really neat, because I found this little trick on all of the home search engines out there, Zillow and stuff, where if you unclick in your filters all of the different types of property, but leave multifamily, not only are you going to get a lot of single family homes just categorized wrong that you would have maybe not found on your regular search, but you find a ton of duplexes. So if you're only qualified, let's say your lender's got you up to 300 in Arizona, and you're like, I can't find anything in Arizona. You moved your search up to 375 and you found a duplex, and one side of the duplex is rented for $1,000 a month. And you get 75% of that to use as income. Now you qualify for $375, not $300.
Really?
Bam.
Yeah.
Is that Emerald Lagasse? Bam. Yeah. We used to say.
Bam. Sometimes I want to think of something where I can go, boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. Yeah, you need a trademark. Maybe just drop your glasses, right? That'll be the trademark.
Boom. Yeah. Boom. No. Look at that.
Anyway, first time home buyers on some game.
We got to get strategic. Okay. Or you mentally have to walk in thinking, this is going to be my investment property 2 years from now, but I'm going to buy this house and from the inside out, I'm going to position this to be the first rental on you're going to live in it. You're going to occupy it. And from the inside out, you're going to learn how to be the landlord of this home. And then you merge yourself in. Then you do it in baby steps, find a mentor, find somebody, find those things. But gosh, there's so much that as far as affordability, you have to look at. I looked this morning, and unfortunately for you and I, Greg, it's like, I think you're in California too, right, Nick?
I'm in Tampa, Florida.
Okay. Well, but Tampa's good. Tampa's good. See, on that side of the country, it's not that unaffordable, and everything is pretty busy. Lots of, of course, the lower priced homes, it's a frenzy, right?
Yeah, we were like $280,000 average pre-pandemic, and now that's up to $400,000. Good luck trying to find a $400,000 house in most areas in Tampa. Right. Like A school district, B school district, like that kind of thing, right?
Right. And in California, like I looked this morning, and it's in this article about whether it's better to rent here or buy here. The majority of the country, it still makes more sense to purchase, except for like California and Arizona. Yeah. It's better to rent. It's just extremely unaffordable unless you start getting creative with options. You either got to date or look at duplexes and be willing, or look at a place that you that is not your end all be all house, your dream home, but it's a project, and you're going to work on it, and it's going to become an investment property in 2 years. If you live in the property 2 out of the last 5 years, so you could live in it 2, move out, move to your next property, rent it for 3 years. And then out of the last 5 years, if you lived in it 2 years, you don't have to pay the capital gains. You up to $250,000 for a single person.
So what I'm hearing right now from a entrepreneurial / marketing prowess is we need a new app for like a Bumble, but for house hacking.
Yes.
To where you are swiping left and right on people as to which, if you want them to be your roommate or not, how much they can bring to the table, what their habits are for how they sleep, how much space do they need, how many bedrooms. So you're swiping left or right to find a roommate for your house hacking.
Do they not have that?
We need a name
already?
for that. We need comments. What would be the name for this app?
Nick, I think you should immediately write code for that. It's like yesterday.
Yeah.
That's actually a really cool idea. And that's not a joke. That really is a cool idea because, I mean, you call in, and especially for ladies, I mean, there's a lot of creepers out there. Let's be honest. Ladies, I really feel bad for you when it comes to this because there's a lot of douchebag dudes. And
that could be an interesting website, though. I want to be a roommate.com. That's probably a website already, but for different reasons.
But, I'm kind of amazed at all the I shouldn't mention this because I think you're not allowed to, but there's a bunch of Facebook groups, okay, that say that are basically like, are you dating him? Or are you dating her? And the group of people, it's private. You can't be rude, but you just post a picture and go, what's the story? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My mind is blown. I'll never date again, honestly, because I just almost every one of them, like, oh, that guy has liked me on a dating app or whatever the case. And then you read about him and he's a psychopath, and 50 girls are like, oh my God, I dated him. I went on a date. I'm like, wow.
Yep. We need an artificial intelligence scraper to scrape all the dating apps and then give a profile based on all negative or positive reviews. So it's like a review engine for dating apps that can combine all the data so that you know who exactly you're talking to.
Ooh.
Interesting. My God.
That's what AI is good for, is getting data, sifting through lots of data. So I'll talk to Brad about that, but probably not. But this is interesting. So the reason why I like this right now is how do we sift through? So if you're still in a market with way too many real estate agents that haven't quite left the business yet, how are you breaking a message into the market to get people to contact you versus somebody else? Right. And so this is a very creative way. If you are somebody who wants to work with first-time home buyers, if that's something you're passionate about, or say, you know, maybe you're newer in the business and you don't have the confidence to go on a luxury listing appointment or whatever, and you're just like, I want to help my friends and my friends' friends, and this is an excellent way for you to differentiate yourself and say that you have a product or a service that can really help people in a different way and slice through the market, whether it's on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or, you know, whatever if you're doing Facebook ads or whatever, here's a message that you can use.
Right.
And a product, right? So I went through, I'm using, I don't know if it's my time right now. You want me to share my screen real quick? I can show you what we came up with. So they prefaced me before the show, like 1 minute before the show. Hey, we're going to talk about this topic. You should make an ad for it. So I was like, okay, cool. I've been using a new AI creative tool called adcreative.ai. Okay. And so I'm going to share my screen real quick and I'm going to show you what this looks like and what I was able to put together in a matter of, I don't know, 5 minutes. So the cool thing about this tool is it gives you an infinite amount of ad creative. And so there's about 3 or 4 different steps that you go through. Now I have brands already created. This is the Sakis Group brand for my own personal real estate team. But what happens is you come in here and everybody's probably familiar with Canva. You can go into Canva and make some really nice stuff, right? I can tell you right now, the number one thing, and I want you to look at my face when I am telling you this right now. The number one thing that is benefiting or giving you the best result in ads right now is not, yes, copy's important. Targeting is not as important as it used to be, because if your copy's good, Facebook will find the person that you're looking for. But number 3 is how much content you actually have in the ads. How many pieces of content is a huge factor into how well your ads are doing. So if this is just a general tip, check mark. If you're launching an ad and you only have 2, 3, or 4, or even 5 images or videos in that ad, don't expect that ad to perform very long. On the flip side, if you upload one campaign even with open targeting, with a really good copy or really good segments of copy. So say you have 3 or 4 different headlines, 3 or 4 different pieces of copy, and 20 different images. Facebook takes all of that and it will make 100+ different versions of the ad. And if it will tell you what's performing the best and scale at a higher level than you've ever had before. So everybody who's rocking it with ads right now are rocking it with tons and tons of creative, 10+ pieces of creative. So I'm going to show you this, and this is why I preface this, right? So if you look, the whole point of adcreative.ai is to say, I have one headline, I have one call to action, and I have one image. And now in about 5 minutes, I can create about 150 different pieces of images that I can put in all of my ads. So literally in 60 seconds, if you know what your copy is going to be, you can change out the images. You can have different images. You can have different headlines. But this would have taken a lot longer inside something like Canva to have a massive amount of creative at scale. So this is what I came up with after hearing what Alyssa had to say. And this is just my marketing brain, right? So this is what I would call an audience hack. Most people who are entrepreneurial. So if you are somebody who's a first-time home buyer, like this is where my mind was going. Not everybody wants to have a duplex. Not everybody wants to live with somebody, but you're probably an entrepreneurial spirit if this is something that you'd pay attention to, right? So if I'm a first-time home buyer who's entrepreneurial, I probably know who Grant Cardone is. If I know who Grant Cardone is, I know that he talks about not owning your property and actually using your first piece of mortgage or whatever, like not actually having a mortgage, but rent where you live and then cash flow an actual mortgage. So I would run an ad that says, stop paying a mortgage, get the Grant Cardone loan. Right. And so I'm instantly, somebody who's scrolling through the news feed, they're going to go, I know who Grant Cardone is. I know what this concept of the Grant Cardone loan is. I'm going to click on this to find out more information. And then it's going to take me to my destination, where hopefully you have a nice video sales letter or something where you can explain the process, or maybe have somebody like Alyssa on saying, this is my mortgage partner. This is what we do. This is how we can help you from stop paying a mortgage and get into a realm of less competition, because there's less competitions in duplexes probably than single family homes in your market. So that was my 5-minute marketing spin for this whole thing.
Now, Tony's got a quick question for you in regards to the ads, and then I want to bounce back to something Adam made a comment back about what Alyssa was saying. So, Nick, we talk what Tony's asking.
Yes, Tony. I would say
what is that? What is his
he
question?
Says, does this make your ads look similar to other agents using the same system? I would say that I'm showing this system. We get almost 80,000 downloads a month on this Real Estate Uncensored podcast. I would be shocked if 10 people actually went to this website and actually used this system. So I would never, ever, ever be worried that there's other people in your market using the system, because chances are it's very, very, very slim.
Right.
Even if they do use the same system, you can change the colors and the fonts and make it to your branding. So at the end of the day, you have 150 different pieces of content that you can put inside an ad. You don't have to put all 150 in. You can pick and choose which ones are your favorite. So yes, there's so enough
many tools too that you could use this for a couple things and then move,
So no, I wouldn't worry about that, Tony, because everybody is using Canva in some capacity. This is just a faster version that I found to create a lot of creative at scale. And again, the creative is more on the ad fatigue side, because if you're running $1,000 a month on Facebook ads, which is kind of the bare minimum to kind of get started at this point, right? Facebook, Instagram, even if you're doing YouTube pre-roll, but that's video, it's a different story. The amount of people who are actually going to see your ads are still relatively small in comparison to the markets that you're in, right? So I wouldn't necessarily ever worry about that being the case. If you are worried about that, I would go to the Facebook ads library, search your market for real estate, and see what ads other people are running. And then if you want to differentiate yourself from that, you can. My best advice would be maybe the images look similar, but you have something much better, like the Grant Cardone loan, which is a much stronger call to action, which is a much more, like most other people that would use AdCreative.ai as a real estate agent would be like, oh, get your free home valuation, or here's a list of homes for sale under $400,000. Like, yeah, it might be a similar image, but the copy, the actual product that you have, because you listen to this show with Alyssa on, giving you some knowledge bombs, is a different piece of, it's a different product altogether. So I wouldn't worry about that.
ChatGPT and AI and all of it. It's just about it. It will obviously replace a lot of us, but I do feel like it really does its thing when you feed it the right questions, when you feed it the right information. It wrote a speech about my mom the other night. I was just trying to be nice to my mom. I was like, write about my mom, about her photography being the thing that brings her close to God. And that's how her gift, how she developed her gift was finding the things that made her feel closer to God. And this is how you could find your gift. And chat, write me a whole unbelievable. My girl, except that my mom was like, is this my eulogy? I'm like, no. Okay. So we had to change that up, but it was amazing. All of how it captured it all, but it's because I'm amazing. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's because you have
true, though. It's true. When you
information. Yeah.
If you know how to use, like, perfect example I give people all the time. If you give somebody who's a woodworker a $1,500 table saw, they're going to make something really good. If you give somebody a $1,500 table saw who doesn't know what the difference between oak and walnut, like, you're not going to get a good result because they have no idea how to use the tool.
Right.
So the tool's out there, it's available. 99% of people still don't know how to use it the right way. The 1% who do are excelling. I'm using it every single day, and I'm seeing better and better results every single day with different applications that we're using. It's mind-boggling, and it's the difference between, like, calling somebody on a rotary dial phone versus having an iPhone in your hand. Like, that's
so different.
How much of a difference that makes, or waiting for snail mail to come versus, sending a text message. Like, it's where it's at. So,
I'm sorry, dude. I just gotta step in here. I didn't even know about this Facebook ad library thing. What the fuck? That is like the biggest cheat book on earth.
You didn't know about the Facebook ads library?
If I did, do you think I sound this fucking surprised?
That's
No.
There's always those that are like, what?
Dude,
that was like I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago. They made the
What?
transparency portion of Facebook where you could see everybody's ads that were running.
Dude, I
Why
use
did you tell me
Facebook search.
this?
I don't think people even use the search. I ask my daughters all the time. I'll say, "Have you guys ever heard of Holland, Michigan?" And they'll go, "Hold on." They both grab their phones, go right to TikTok, not Google,
Yeah.
and they'll put in Holland, Michigan, because they visually go, "Oh, it looks pretty." And I'm like,
Yeah.
what'd you do? Where'd you go? What'd you do? They're like, we don't go to Google. We're not going to click on a million ads, Mom. Like, we're trying to get to the goods. And
Yeah.
I just think, God, you could use that search engine for practically anything anymore.
So
Anywhere.
let's put that to the test right now. Why
Yeah.
don't we all go to our phones and let's do a live fire. Go to our phones, go to TikTok, type in your city real estate. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're checking?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
So live time, live fire. Everybody listening, either live right now and or later down the road. So I'm just going to go and Alyssa walk us through. So we're going to log into TikTok, and then we're going to go
Log
to
into
the upper,
TikTok and go to
upper
the
right.
bottom of your page. And
oh,
then
bottom.
I'm sorry, bottom, top right now. That
Okay.
little look, the little
Okay.
magnifying.
Okay.
Okay, put it in
Okay.
there. And then what do you want to type in there? Scottsdale real or whatever real estate?
Yeah, I'm going to type in Walnut Creek real estate.
Okay.
Oh, Walnut Creek.
Bingo bango.
I'm telling you, some of the best videos that I see do well for real estate agents on TikTok is anything specifically about their state that is like specific to that state. It could be anything from some rules to remember. It could be a restaurant in town. It could be this like speakeasy that you've got to go visit. But I'm just telling you, like any hyper focused information in an area, and you put your state name in there, when people go to search your state and you pop up every time talking about the best hot dog in the world or whatever. I mean, it's simple and it's easy and it's fun. It's something
If you
sustainable.
put your location on
Yeah.
every video that you do, if you put your location on there, it'll be searched whether you say it or not, right? Because you're tagging that location in there.
Yeah.
But yes, we've been saying that for a long time, and it's more
Yep.
hyper focused now. But it's almost gotten to the point where, as a real estate agent, you're top of funnel. You are legitimately a tour guide now. You are 100% a tour guide, discoverability, what's going on in your area.
Totally.
Because at the end of the day, people are searching for that content.
Yeah.
They're not searching for a real estate agent or how much do I pay in closing costs, which has always been like the, market update, all that kind of stuff, because they're not in the market yet. Why would I be searching for a market update when I'm not in the market yet? I'm just looking for,
or even understand what half of it means. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but as a loan officer, if I go in here and I type in Scottsdale real estate, like the first thing that comes up, as you can see, whoops, right here, is like just realtor after realtor. All I got to do to make some new connections is follow if I wanted to do it that way.
Right.
TikTok will stop you eventually. But what my partner, my assistant and I do is she'll go over here, she'll look, she'll watch some of them, she'll go, yeah, that's her sensibility. Then she goes over to LinkedIn, connects with them, and writes them a message that says, hey, I love your content on TikTok. Because we're all so full of ourselves. And then they write back and go, oh, cool. And then they go check out my TikTok page and they go, oh, cool. She's got a lot of people. So she must know what she's doing. Can you give me any tips? And it's a great way to find people.
Well, I mean, you did an excellent job in that way too, because your top of funnel is credit repair at the end of the day, right? Like
credit
people who are,
well,
you say empowerment, right? My bad. So
I hate the word repair. I'm like, yeah.
But yeah, so like you're all of your content on TikTok is based around that top of funnel where I'm nervous. I don't even want to talk to a loan officer yet because I know that my credit sucks.
Yeah.
And so that's one level above.
That's a good little step before.
It's you absolutely crush that.
Yeah.
And it's so one thing that works really well with TikTok, this, is a widely used term and or terms do much better than trying to really niche down. So if you're only talking about real estate, you're going to lose. Right?
Yeah. You got to show people have to, if they're going to listen to you, they got to trust you.
Yeah.
So I always say, like, yes, there's videos where I might be dancing down my hallway, in dresses because I love the fashion. But you got to see another side of my personality. If I was married, I might show my husband. I might show like something that we do together, but I'm not. So I show me dressing up, down my runway and stuff. And anyway, I think it's all necessary though, because I do feel people on a very human level have to get to know you before they want to hear anything out of you. And then they have to trust you. And that takes a while. And even one tiny little video where you say one little off thing or do one thing, not to put the pressure on, but it can definitely
pressure. You
it
just
takes
put it
1 second. Yeah. To take that trust away and go, I don't like that person anymore. I don't know. People are kind of quick, on that. So you got to be careful to be very annoying, or whatever.
Yeah.
Connect with people.
Well, that means I'm screwed.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're always
no, but I'm looking at this thing. I'm just messing around with this. That's the reason I'm looking down. It's for everybody who's watching me. I'm not paying attention. I'm baffled by the open opportunity here with TikTok, to search, do videos. I mean, just copy and paste. Go look at what someone else is doing. Look for the highest rated one and go do the same freaking video again with a newer twist on it. I mean,
the twist.
And use the same freaking hashtags and just, you'll be found just as fast. And there's no real editing. It's a one and done shot. It's like hit it and quit it. That sounds.
You really have to like take all of the emotion out of it, because I can tell you from doing it daily to having to like really scale back and then have to try to figure out your schedule for it. The more time you think about it and talk about it, and not just freaking turn the camera on and do it, and then carve out a certain time of frame where in the day that you can edit it back, and stuff. I'm almost to the point where I want to hire somebody just to go back. I went back to that. I don't know if I want to go. I don't know. I can't decide. Do I want to hire somebody or do I just feel like we lose a little bit.
I already sent you an invoice. It's in your mailbox right now.
Okay. It's like I just need somebody who can live like can have that same. But okay, let's get back to this though, because I do think this is a really important part, Nick. The pre-approval, what you were saying before about that being somewhat of a niche. I think that we can't ignore the emotional state of the US just in general, and the borrower, the buyer, the seller, the nervousness of like, what are we going towards? Are we going to crash? Are they going to replace the dollar? Like all of the, every day it seems like, is there something else that we've got to worry about? So the last thing people want to do, and I knew this for years, was I'd watch people walk into my office and like just be they look like they saw a ghost. Like the woman, they were just avoiding this, avoiding the whole thing. And that was the whole coloring concept. It was like, God, if I could mentally get them into a state of mind where we're not doing anything big, we're just coloring. We did this in kindergarten. Like anybody can do this. We can do this. Then you're already in that mindset of going, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can do it. And then we dive in and start breaking down that complicated credit report. Yeah. But I feel like anything that you can do, people need a little extra reassurance. One nugget you can take with you is that if you can get your client, because people are so worried about having a lender pull their credit, number one, have the hard inquiry. Number two, maybe not get the right information from the lender or never even hear from them again, or get a credit report or don't get a credit, like all this unknown. If you can instruct them to go to myfico.com. I don't work for them. I don't get paid from them, but it is literally the one and only place that you can get the specific mortgage industry credit scores. We only use the middle number of the 3 scores they give you on MyFICO. You have to order. It's $29. You can't get scores for a lender, for a home loan for free anywhere, without it being like a lender, a hard inquiry, and again, not knowing what you're going to get out of it. But if you go to MyFICO, see, I do consultations all across the country, and people just call and go, here's my login. And there's nothing sent by email. I just log in, look at their MyFICO and go, okay, you know what you're doing wrong? This card is too much. This card's too much. Don't pay that collection. That's from 5 years ago. Don't pay off that charge off. That's from 4 years ago. It's going to bring it back in the mix. You have to like really look at it. And then you have this map and because I'm telling you, more times than not do I see people that are sitting in that 500-600 state thinking they're never going to get their score high enough to buy a home. And then I'm like, can you click on the mortgages tab underneath the scores? And they do that. And they're like, oh, I have a 740. I'm like, yeah. Like I'm telling you, like if you follow free scores, they're not kind of like mortgage scores. They're not. So you really got to get real. If you're going to be serious, you got to get real with that. And then there's no hard inquiry, no impact. Nobody ran your credit. You're owning your life. You're helping them get prepared to go do this, but before you can go work on the credit income assets needed for the mortgage, got to get that My FICO.
Guys, Alyssa owns my FICO, just so you know.
Yes, God bless. Can you imagine? I would be a dirty, filthy millionaire. Yeah, no, billionaire. But I do tell you, it's one of those things where nobody I've ever met who has went in and got the My FICO app and played around and looked at their report and everything went, delete everything else you own credit wise. No Experian.com, no.
I switched over. I had Experian, and then we had a podcast with Alyssa, and she said, "You're a fool." Yeah, and I use My FICO now exclusively. So,
what do you think of it?
It's much better.
Am I right?
Much simpler too.
Was your middle number very different from the FICO 8 though?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Good, bad, ugly. I know. You got to get on there. So I just feel like sometimes people are like, I'm at 620. Why am I stalled? I'm like, first question, what score are you talking about? What score is that? Because if you're talking about Vantage score and Credit Karma, that's a different reason for why you're stalled on that scoring model than for a mortgage score, which we don't even know where you're starting from. So anyway, I get a little passionate about it, but
yeah.
What's the good stuff? I mean, everything we've talked about here today, I mean, people they want someone passionate. They want someone to follow. I mean, that's why presidential elections are, it doesn't matter what side of the coin you're on, but I mean, when you find your guy or gal that you can resonate with and they have passion for what they talk about, that's a leader. That's who people look to. I mean, that's what people are going to come to Alyssa and be like, oh my God, do my mortgage for me, because you really know what you're talking about. They go to Nick for marketing and real estate. They come over to me, for real estate, because, we all put our necks out there and we all talk about it. So put your neck out there, talk about it, be inventive, be creative. Guys, I'm telling you right now, this whole, Alyssa, every time I talk to you, it's unbelievable what I learn about TikTok. Because I mean, the opportunities here, it's fucking free, people.
It's just like, wow,
it's free. And you can search exactly what people are doing and then copy them 100%. And ta-da, it's done ridiculous. Within like a minute or two, and you post it. And people find you, they call you, they want to pay you money, you become rich, your wife or husband loves you more, your kids adore you, your dog even follows you around.
All because you listen to this podcast.
Oh my
gosh.
Dogs
and cats living together. Yeah.
Oh God, the communal mindset we have here. So buying a duplex as your first buy, offset your initial cost. Guys and gals, way to market this. Instagram stories, but then swing them over to your TikTok where you talk about specific properties going, hey guys, if you're in Walnut Creek, California, and you're in this complex and you're paying this amount for this bed and bath, you can afford blank here in town. Here are 4 different duplexes with total mortgage with 20% down at this, which means your rent goes from A to B less, and you can build income and have, some of the utilities offset as well. So what the fuck are you waiting for? Question for us. Isn't TikTok for the younger people?
And that's part of thinking outside the box, right? Because when I got on there, I had a 13 and a 15-year-old, and I thought no one's going to be on here. So I might as well go on there and dance for my life away or whatever. Use the method, the TikTok app. Like Gary Vee said, use it to become a better storyteller. Use it to as a workout, as a gym, for you to figure out how you take 10 minutes of meta talk down to 1 minute. Boom. Right? How to make a better video, how to tell your story better. And it's a great video maker. But I got on there really as more of a practice place that I could really live out my whole color my credit concept, in the writing on a platform like that. But I can tell you, everybody I knew was like, isn't it young people? Isn't it young people? And then I go look at my analytics and be like, I don't see no young people. Like everybody was 30 and above.
It aged up really quickly.
Yeah,
very quickly.
it's definitely not that same. Not to mention though, in the very beginning, when it was a little bit more kids before the pandemic really hit, I had so many moms that would call me and say, "Hey, my daughter follows you on TikTok," and I'm like, "Yeah, Julie, let's go." 11 years old. But Julie'd go home and go, "Mom, we should buy a house." I have a couple in up in Michigan that their daughter submitted a video for them on my Christmas challenge. I had 5 couples that across the country that all I gave them 60 days to raise their score. Whoever raised their score the most in the 60 days got $1,000. So they got it on Christmas night. I called the couple that won. They had lost their home in Katrina. Anyway, they raised their score 80 points in 2 months. Whoa. And then boom, they bought their house. They just lost a baby. All of the story, right? Jeez. But the Michigan couple, they came in and I got all these videos submitted of couples saying, we want to be your couple, that you coach over this next 60 days, that we do all that for free. And the daughter submitted the parents, and they ended up buying. They didn't end up winning, but they did end up raising their score like 60 points and buying a house.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of creative stuff that I'm really going to get behind and do something like that, because I love that kind of creative idea. If you let's say you're new in the business, or just your funds are a little bit challenged right now with inflation, you guys go to Groupon.com, figure out a restaurant or a local business that's offering a discount, contact them directly, not through the Groupon app, and offer to give the same exact thing away. Then start doing TikTok videos about different businesses with their Groupon offers and say, come to me directly, save the local business the fees for Groupon charges them, get the same great discount, use my name.
That's huge.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who, when you walk through the front door, Alyssa, you're like, who the fuck are you? Oh, shop owner. Hi.
Gotta find connection ways. I love it. That's a great idea.
But it's free. They're already giving it away.
Yeah.
TikTok is free. You have the right hashtags. So you get on there and you suck ass on your first couple. Who cares? You're going to get better every single time. Going.
Yeah.
I mean, I build up Nick's confidence every single time he does this show. I mean, we have a therapy session prior to
every show. Right.
Think of it in the back of your head as something that is purposely challenging you to see if you can rise up. Like I told you, it took 400 videos before one hit.
I was just going to ask you, how many videos do you have?
Well, today 6,500. But at the beginning, I made 400 videos before something hit. So I'm just telling you. And every day I was like, what's the point? And I'll tell you what else. I stopped increasing. I think my TikTok is broken because I hit about 450,000 followers 2 years ago. Yeah. And then from there on out, it's just froze. So I still see the likes going up. It's up to 4.5 million. It keeps going, but 4. I never see the followers number change, but I don't care. I think it's a lot of people. So I think it just naturally the same people getting off the app are coming on.
It's like
the attrition.
Yeah, there's people leaving and then coming all at the same time. So it's always like
I think it's weird.
A very similar number.
Yeah.
But let's not. Okay. 6,500 videos.
That's a shit ton of videos, dude.
That's 6,500 times you pressed the little red button on your phone to record, right?
That's like a minute. That's like a minute, or less.
Okay, so let's not devalue that, but I want to bring this into analogy here. So we talk about video being important. I think anybody who's listened to the show, we've talked about that for a very long time. Alyssa is a prime example of capitalizing on not a trend, but one platform over an extended period of time, and gotten very good at short form video, right? If you look at the agents that you would have admired, let's say 10 years ago, the agents that you would have admired 10 years ago were really good with what? Scripts and objections and role playing, right? Because they did the cold calling. They did those agents like Greg McDaniel has probably said a script 6,500 times on the phone. Only instead of doing a script on the phone, now we're doing a video. It's the same play. It's mastery. Yeah. It's practicing of something over an extended period of time. Instead of being on the phone, now we're making video. And Alyssa's a prime example of that. Greg, I think, is a prime example of the cold call mastery, right? This is just a different version of that. So if you look at it the same way, Greg keeps saying TikTok's free. it's still your time. Your time is still valuable, right?
Mhm.
So if you're spending 3 hours a day trying to contact your database, are you spending 3 hours a day trying to think about the next video topic or idea?
Well, okay. I
Go
think
ahead.
I think I
Cut me
can
off.
beat you on this one. I
Cut
am.
me off.
Here's the thing: is that you can blend the two things together. I mean, you can you can start doing some calls, have a conversation with somebody, spark an idea to talk about something. Go to I keep saying Instagram is like a default. Go to TikTok, type in that question like local business name or whatever it is, and then do a quick review. Pop your happy ass down later in the day. Say, hey guys, I was doing some cold calls. I was recommended to come take a look at this place. They do have the best cheesecake ever. Take a bite. If you come down, ask for this, you're going to get this huge piece, blah, 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 blah. I think you could blend both of them, but I think when it comes to the scripting, my way I've been doing it since I've been doing it for a quarter of a century, almost. That's fucking weird to say.
That's a long time.
Loud. That's a lot of time. Then yes, I have repeated the same script, but like Alyssa, what if I had done moving forward from this very moment? I'm new in the business. I'm like, well, fuck cold calls. It's too much bullshit. I don't want to get rejected. I'd like video. I'm comfortable with it. I do TikTok. Bam. Fast forward 24 years. Alyssa, how many videos did you do in average a year?
Oh, average a year?
Just average.
So I would say a couple thousand, 2,000, and
Just
I have
average.
like over
Just average.
800. Okay.
Average.
I was
Just
gonna say, I
rough
have
number.
like 800 hours from the lives on YouTube, but I would say, I'd say maybe 2,000.
2,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, 20. So we're in times that by 24 years, 80. That's 48,000 videos that people are going to watch when you're asleep or on vacation or anything else. You have 48,000 little soldiers out there being relevant and re-upping and building loyalty with your local community. 48,000. Now, if you really want to double down, you can have it created for you at some point. I'm sure some AI system's going to have an opportunity, like Nick showed earlier about the ad builder, where they can go and talk to multiple different businesses, do a headline for multiple different businesses in the area, and then you can show that to them, and then they can create content and they link back to you. I don't know. It's just it's going to snowball so fucking fast here. If you guys are not doing what Alyssa is doing, like I'm kicking myself in the ass right now. Like I should have been doing TikTok videos. I'm going to start today. I'm going to go do one. I don't really know what the fuck I'm going to talk about.
You literally just got to go. I'm going to make a daily commitment to this, and I don't care if I've got nothing to say or not one person views it.
I'm going to do it.
I'm still going to make it. I'm going to make it.
Do it. Okay, that's it. Fine. My challenge. Your challenge has been accepted. Let's do a quick count here to completely, thoroughly, and utterly make me look horrible in front of Alyssa. So right now I have a grand, whopping, humongous total of followers, which I actually didn't even know I had this many. 842 people.
Oh, you got me beat, I think.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah,
more
baby.
Let's see how many I have. I don't think I have that many.
And 109 likes. I literally have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only have 9 videos, guys. I only have 9 videos.
That's huge, Greg, though. Honestly, I would just take you consistently showing up every day, even if there's an agent right now that, I'll be honest, I like him a lot. I like his personality. He looks just like that Pedro Pascal or whatever his name is. He's real cute. He doesn't have a lot of quality content, and he writes me a lot and saying like, what am I doing? I'm like, man, just keep showing up because your personality is cute. Pretty soon we'll believe anything you say. You know what I mean? But I wish that I wish the content was a little stronger, but at the same time, you'll have good days, bad days. People need to get your vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you stick with it for a year, though, the guy's he's gaining momentum. Like you're going to probably be at 50 to 70,000 in a year if you decide I'm going to do this daily every day. Is that what you want?
50 to 70,000 followers?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm in. I'm fucking in.
If I was like, you will have that many by year.
Alyssa, hand off mic.
Sorry, I'm not that kind of person. I'll be like with an eyelash stuck to the side of my face, like, seriously. And they're like, there's an eyelash, like, face. Anyway,
contact lens stuck on in your hair. But that's the crazy part about it. That could be like something quirky about you. That you're like, hey guys, can you find the quirky thing about my outfit today? Figure it out and send me a message and do something funky and weird. But just go have fun with it.
Yeah.
Go buy duplexes, guys. Contact Alyssa to get mortgages. Alyssa, where can people find you? You're active in every state or a lot of the states, correct?
Yeah, every state. I can do a rental property in every state, and then Arizona, California, Georgia, Illinois. I'm working on Texas and Florida right now.
Okay.
Washington. So anyways, but if you just go to your Google or whatever and you put in the words color my credit, you will find me on everywhere, like on the websites and the podcasts and all my social media channels and everything that you'd ever want to find practically. Good
There
or
you go,
bad.
guys. Color my
Yeah.
credit. Go follow her on TikTok immediately. You'll see what she has done. When she goes live, and this is an honest statement from my point of view. When she goes live and she's doing live events, when I can find her, when I can get notified from TikTok, I'll watch them personally, because one, she's very entertaining. Two, her information is legitimate. Like, she's live fire answering questions from people. There's no prep. She's just zero bullshit the way you just saw her right now. I literally learned things sitting there going like, damn, that's a good point. Huh. Gotta make a note about that. All right. I could use that as marketing. So go take a look at it. It is a plug for her because she's a dear friend. And I think that her content is worth your time when you're running, walking, petting the goldfish,
Thank you.
barricading your kids in a closet because you need 5 seconds of break, peace of mind.
Hell
Listen to Alyssa's
yes.
voice.
Get him in the closet.
You're
Nick,
amazing.
that sounds so bad.
You guys are awesome. Appreciate
Thank you. Nick, how can people get a hold of you, and why would they call you and reach out to you besides the fact that you're the ever-shrinking man and incredibly good looking? What would be the other several reasons?
Man, if you want to know anything about artificial intelligence and how it pertains to real estate, I'm happy to help. Go to nicksakis.com. You can join our artificial intelligence real estate Facebook group, where we've grown that group to, I think, 1,300 people. We've grown like 1,000 people in the past couple of weeks, which is incredible. So
That's awesome.
thank you to all that have joined. If you haven't joined, that's where the party's at. Go over to likely.ai and get a 14-day free trial and get some more seller leads in this crazy ass real estate environment that we're in. And if you would like to know how to get your hands on your own personalized and trained real estate chatbot, and when I say chatbot, I mean artificial intelligence, not just a workflow that you would put inside a CRM, go to nicksakis.com and book a call with me, because I've just integrated a full-blown AI bot that answers questions as good, if not better, than any virtual assistant you've ever had on your team. So this is a trained to your company with your frequently asked questions, full conversation with anybody 24/7 on any platform, and can book appointments on your calendar on your behalf. It is one of the dopest things I've seen since I've been in marketing in the past 10 years. And I'm pretty excited about it. So
Nick, you're basically our drug dealer with dope ass shit today, because you've dropped the ad manager creator and now this stuff. So Alyssa,
what I'm saying right now is that
uh-oh.
I have an artificial intelligence that your customers will not know is not a representative of your company.
Wait,
It's
are
that
you
good.
real? Yeah, wait,
It's-
Alyssa, are we sure this is really Nick, not an
Yeah.
AI version?
They're
of
not
him?
going to know. They're going to
I'm
get
gonna start.
booked on your
I'm
calendar, and they're going to be like, I love Stephanie so much. She was such a great, she answered all my questions. She was so good. You can't meet Stephanie. She's busy.
She lives in a
Hello?
computer.
Did anybody call me? Yeah.
Yeah. Like Rosie from the Jetsons.
It's
All right,
coming.
so-
It's happening.
It is happening. It's happening faster and faster. And this is
You know
the
what- you know what's
commercial
happening?
version, guys. This is the shit the federal government and the military does not. This is the shit they allow us to play with.
Hide
Imagine
your
the shit they
eyeballs.
have.
Hide your
God, I
eyeballs,
know.
because the retina scans are coming.
Oh God, yeah. Dude, they already had them. I mean,
That's
facial
the
rec to
only
open
way
your
that you're
phone.
gonna be able to
Artificial
tell.
boyfriends and artificial girlfriends. That's what I'm
That's
looking
the
for.
only way that you're going to be able to tell
Ooh.
who's
All
real
right.
and who's not, is a retina scan.
We can fake them. I've watched
The
Total
founder,
Recall.
it's called WorldCoin. Look it up. The founder of OpenAI, Sam, what's his face,
Right.
is founding WorldCoin, and it's going to be the global security for everybody, and it's all based off of retina scanning.
Thank
It's
you,
already
Nick,
happened.
for taking us down Agenda 2023, Agenda 2030, and the
Sorry.
world of apocalypse.
I like that
Okay.
guy. He's humble. I like him. Yeah.
That is terrifying. All right, we got to get Alyssa out the door. She has a program to
Okay.
do right now at this very moment. So, Alyssa,
Yep.
we thank you beyond words. You and I are going to connect off air. I'm going to talk to you about some other really cool, exciting things. Thank you for inspiring me, inspiring
Thank
Nick, and all of our listeners and viewers. So, you're amazing.
Thank you. You are too. I
Um,
love you both.
Okay, before you go,
Color.
you have to
The
give us a
color, my
color,
credit.
color on the boat for the show.
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Well, you're very Pride. Okay, so it is Pride Month. Let's roll.
Rainbow. Yeah, absolutely. Pride Month.
Right. Okay, go do your show,
All right,
girlfriend.
kids.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for Alyssa. She is a legend in the show's mind and just in the
on
industry.
TikTok. She's a
awesome.
legend on TikTok.
Literally. So Nick, everyone can reach out to you. So we're gonna put a rainbow bow. Why don't you do a rainbow bow? It has a lot of colors involved.
It's got a lot of colors. I don't want to go to. I was going to say retina scan red. So
okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. All right, guys and gals, real quick, you guys are just tuning in. Go in and go to go buy a duplex as soon as humanly possible. Get a hold of Alyssa. Talked about different types of mortgages and opportunities there. We didn't even get to opusclip.com, which .ai
cliffhanger.
That is a great, cool AI program, which I think is fucking cool shit.
And can we just 1 second, real quick, Greg?
What?
80,000 of you beautiful people are downloading this show,
and more and growing.
Subscribe to Greg McDaniel's TikTok, please.
Go subscribe.
I would love a subscribe as well, but at least the man of the show should have 80,000 subscribers. Because that's how many people you're downloading our show every single month at the very least. So please do that. And then he can go live on TikTok, just like we go live on Facebook.
Oh my God, I could, huh?
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right, guys. Yeah. Help me get to 80,000 followers on TikTok and give me ideas what you want to see and watch and hear. And then we can all grow together. This would be a great idea. Nick, you're awesome. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we're putting a rainbow bow. We're putting a retina red bow on this show. A nice little combination there. But we thank you to beyond words. Nick and I and Gene, we cannot do this show without you. Thank you for your downloads. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. It really, truly is awesome to talk with you guys. If you guys have any questions or thoughts, people still say that I won't pick up my phone, but I literally do. See, look, it's evident. It does work. We say, I pay the bill once every 6 months, but call me, text me, 925-915-1978. If you guys are interested in topics for the show that you think we should cover or guests that we should have on the show, or if you want to talk with me about EXP or anything else, text me or call me. Swear to fucking God, I'll get back to you. It's really not a joke. And that is it, guys. We're out of here. Nick, you're a legend. I love you, man. You're more than appreciated. Stay put. The rest of you guys, until next time, peace out, ninjas.